Hi bakers, welcome back to the kitchen. I am so excited to bake with you guys today. Except today we're gonna be decorating. Today we're gonna be decorating these cute little donut cookies. I'll show you guys. I made sugar cookies already and they're already cut out into circles with another circle inside of them. So they look just like donuts, but they don't taste like donuts. They taste like sugar cookies. And these cookies are gonna be decorated like donuts too. So they're gonna have like the icing and the sprinkles. So I'm gonna show you guys all how to decorate them, and I'm gonna show you how to make the cookie frosting. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is tell you the ingredients. This frosting is super simple. It only has 3 ingredients. It's not royal icing, so it's a little thicker, and it has butter in it. So I have half of a stick of butter softened and ready to go into my mixing bowl. I have 4 tablespoons of milk. You may need a little more or a little less, just depending on how thick you want your frosting to be. I want mine to be kind of thin, but not too thin, or it's gonna run right out of my piping bag. And then I have 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. With the standing mixer, I can just put my ingredients right in and it can mix it for me. And it's a little bit better to use when I'm making frosting, especially because I want my frosting to be whipped up really nicely. So I'm gonna keep it on low. I have my butter in here, just mixing at the moment. After it gets smooth and creamy, I'm gonna slowly start adding my powdered sugar and milk. I'm gonna do a little powdered sugar, a little bit of milk, a little powdered sugar, a little bit of milk until it's completely gone. Okay, so my butter is ready in the mixing bowl. I am now going to add about 1 tablespoon of milk. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my tablespoon and put it right into the bowl, and then I'm gonna just estimate, let's just say I'm gonna put in about a half a cup of powdered sugar. And then I'm gonna mix it up for a few seconds until I see it a little bit come together. It's not gonna look like frosting yet because you haven't had enough milk in there, but it will slowly start to. All right, while it's mixing, I'm gonna add another tablespoon of milk. This is the second one. And then I'm just gonna watch it and add another one. This is 3. And then now I'm gonna add a little bit more powdered sugar. About 1 cup, that way I have about a little over a half a cup left in my bowl. And then I'm kind of just gonna let it mix for a few seconds until all the ingredients come together on its own. It usually takes a little bit for them to come together, but once they come together, you will then know if you need to add more milk or powdered sugar. All right, so I'm gonna add 1 more tablespoon of milk and then the rest of my powdered sugar. And then that should be about ready to go. If you think your frosting is too thick, add another tablespoon of milk. If you think it's too thin, add 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and then you should be good. All right, so my frosting is ready to go. I'm going to use a spatula and scrape my edges. That way I can get all of the ingredients in there. And then once I scrape my edges, I'm gonna mix it again for another 15-20 seconds, just to make sure all those ingredients that I just scraped from the edge get into my bowl. Okay, so my cookie frosting is ready to go. I'm now going to add in food coloring. Now, if you want just white frosting on your cookies, that's fine. I'm gonna color mine to a pink. Okay, so I have this hot pink, and I'm just gonna put 2 drops in it for right now, and then I'm gonna check it. And then after I think I have the right color that I want, I'm going to put it in my piping bag. All right, so my frosting is perfect. I am making these donut cookies for Mother's Day because, as you know, it's right around the corner. I know some of you guys are wanting to make something for your moms, and these are perfect because I have the perfect little saying card to go on top of them that I'm gonna show you guys later. All right, so I'm just going to scrape my frosting out of my beater. Now you don't need to be super precise with this because if you have a little bit left over in there, that's okay. You're gonna have the perfect amount of frosting, probably a little bit more than you need for your 6 donut cookies. But you can make as many cookies as you want. If you need to, you can make more frosting. Just watch this video again. That way you can double it. All right, so my frosting is perfect. I made it more of a darker pink because I thought it looked more like my mom than a lighter bright pink. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of purple, but I think it's just perfect for Mother's Day. Okay, next I'm gonna show you guys how to fill your piping bag. What I like to use is just a tall cup, probably plastic, just in case it drops on your counter and you don't break it. And I'm gonna place it over my cup and fold it over my cup so it stays. Then I'm gonna take a large amount of my frosting and I'm gonna place it right on top. Now, it may look like it's gonna splatter all over, but it's not because you folded over your edges of your piping bag. So this is a helpful little tip. That way you don't need, sometimes it's hard to fill your piping bag at the same time as you holding it. So this is super helpful to know. That way you don't need to have like 4 hands, except some days I wish I had 4 hands. All right, so this is my piping bag. I'm just gonna press down lightly. That way I make sure all my buttercream's down in there. And then you're gonna need some scissors. I'm cutting a super small hole. The small hole will help me to have more control on my cookies and help me have more control on the amount of buttercream I want on each cookie. All right, so now that I have my frosting made, I am going to start working on my cookies. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm using just a little bit of tablecloth to help with the mess. This is super helpful to know, especially for your moms. And if you want to help them clean up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a super messy baker, and that's why I have a kitchen in my basement too. That way I don't make a big mess in her kitchen. So this will help your parents out by all you have to do is fold it up and throw it in the trash. You won't even really have to clean the countertop, which is super helpful to know. All right, so I'm just gonna take my piping bag and I'm gonna take 1 cookie and I'm just going to make little edges around, kind of in like you're drawing a flower on a piece of paper. Okay, then I'm gonna take my frosting and just fill it all in. Perfect. These look so yummy. And then after I do this, I'm gonna just take some fun sprinkles that I have and slightly sprinkle them. You don't want a ton because you don't want your cookies to taste crunchy, but I'm just gonna sprinkle them on top, just like that. And then there's 1 donut cookie. It's so cute. So I'm gonna put 6 together and then I'm gonna show you guys how to package these. Okay, so my cookies are all frosted and ready to be packaged for my mom. I'm going to take this little donut box that you can find at Kroger, but if you don't have one, that's okay. You can put it on a cute plate and still give her the card. I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna place them like you would when you're buying donuts. 3 in a row. So they're gonna look like this. Super cute. And then I'm just gonna close the box. And now I have this super cute card that says donut, forget I love you, that I'm just gonna tape right on top of the box. So I'm gonna just use some clear tape and I'm going to tape the 4 corners and I'm gonna tape it underneath the card. That way, when you put it on the box, you can't see the tape, which is super helpful to know because that way it looks cleaner and a little bit better looking. And that way there's not a bunch of sticky stuff all over your box. Okay, so I'm gonna put it right in the middle, just like that. Super cute. Okay, now for the final touch, I'm gonna take some ribbon and I'm gonna put it underneath the box. So it starts there. And then I'm gonna bring it up to the top like this. and then I'm gonna fold it underneath, just like you're tying your shoe. You're really just gonna tie your shoe on a box. It's a little difficult because you're not using shoelaces, you're using ribbon. Now you can use string or really anything that you have lying around the house to tie this. I'm gonna tie it in a knot first, and then I'm gonna tie it in a cute little bow. And so it looks like a present, but not wrapped, and it's a super easy way to wrap it too. All right, so that is how I'm gonna give it to my mom. Now, you guys don't have to give this to your mom. You can give it to your grandma or your grandpa or someone who you love that's in your life. You can also, instead of saying, "do not forget I love you," you can say, "do not forget you're awesome," or something fun like that you can give to someone. Bake for a purpose. You can bake for a purpose and give it to your neighbor. So these are super easy to make. And the frosting is delicious, and I cannot wait for you guys to try this at home. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and then comment down below on what we should do next. Bye guys, hope you have a great day.